The community really wanted a building that was going to be sustainable. They wanted one that was going to really shout about what the community is about, what growing is about.
Well, today we're opening the new community hub for healthy living, based on a horticultural ethos of growing your food on your allotment, harvesting that produce and then cooking that produce. We've got a fully fitted kitchen in there. We've got a allotment plots just across the way. People grow their food, bring their produce in here, learn how to cook it. It's not just about growing food, it's about how to cook it as well.
We went down the route of looking at using shipping containers, repurposing shipping containers. We then insulated them internally, and we clad them externally, and then we basically put them together, cut bits and pieces out of them to make up one large space, which will act as the cookery school, a function space, a community space, an education space. We designed it so that we had large windows to the south to try and get as much solar gain, so that the energy demands on the building were as low as possible. We have gone down the line of using biomass wood chip boiler, and then on top of that we've also got the solar photovoltaic panels on the roof. What we've been trying to do is develop a building that was going to have as little impact as possible on the land, and hopefully give the most back it possibly could to the community in which it's embedded.
Obviously, around the sort of Cullen area, there's sort of areas of sort of high unemployment. With that, there comes a sort of no deprivation, and something like this here will maybe help people, maybe who are, especially young people who maybe don't see themselves with much of a sort of a future wise in the career, that they realise to come up here, get some training, and there is jobs out there, and jobs out there that have a career ladder, and jobs out there that can actually lead to something, and they're going to get through the door because they're going to get the skills that they need to use knives, to cook vegetables, to prepare vegetables that chefs want. And they're going to learn to work in the plot site side, and that's going to learn some horticultural skills, and then they're going to take that horticultural produce, bring it into the building, and learn to cook from it, learn to cook it and produce healthy, nutritious meals. Today we have a chef called Danny Miller, who's a well-known celebrity chef and has been in several of the BBC programmes that you see on Saturday morning. Hopefully we're going to work with an awful lot of the sort of established restaurants in Belfast, and some of these chefs are going to do sort of pop-up shops, pop-up workshops and pop-up restaurants.
And on these plots we're going with some stuff, grow some vegetables on to sell. Several restaurants have been showing interest, green leaf vegetables, but we've got cabbage, courgettes, pumpkins, cauliflower, sprouts, chard, beans, several kinds of French bean, peas. I could go on for another few minutes. So
everything grows really well here. It's such an open aspect. We get lots of sunlight on this fantastic day today. So the sun here really, really helps, and it's great soil. And then we've also improved it with a lot of compost. I've got sort of a lot of pumpkins and squash, the eating varieties. I have grown all my onions for the year on the plot as well, and garlic, and brassicas, that's all the cabbages and broccoli and cauliflower. Things that take up a lot of room, so I've literally filled the allotment with those.
What's your thoughts of the building behind you there? Walking in, believe it or not, I've been scared to go into it because of all these mucky boots, and I walked into it and sat clean. I just hate to see the state of it in a few weeks' time. You probably will grow potatoes inside it. It's impressive. We'll make it our own. I mean, that's the blank canvas. We'll make the difference now. We'll make it our own now.
When we used to drive up this area, it was nothing but vacant land. You never knew what was here. It really has metamorphosized into this amazing place. You can hear the music in the background. There's been cooking schools going on. There's just fantastic events all the time to bring all the community on board. And it's not just for older people or very young ones. Quite recently, youth initiatives used some of the land for some of the teenagers to camp in, and they came round and they had a look in the area, but no damage was done, which just goes to show that if you bring everyone on board, the majority of people can embrace it and understand what it means to the local community.
We hope that in the community, with our continuing involvement with the Cullen Neighbourhood Partnership, and through architecture, through community involvement, through having community gardeners on site here. We're hoping that the impact will really be huge.
We need to take back our communities. We need to embrace how to grow things, how to use the things that we can grow, and it's very easy to do rather than run to the nearest supermarket and buy a packet of frozen stuff, because I mean nothing's getting any cheaper, and the price of 50 seeds is about £1. That replenishes your fridge for the next 6 to 12 months if you use them properly. So that's a good thing.
Well, it's a world-class site. There's nothing like us in this island. Even we were competing with, even over in England, we're famous for our allotments. I mean, there's good allotments, there's good community gardens. We spliced the two of them together, and created a wee community up here that, I mean, look what we've been able to do in the 4 years. 4 years ago we walked in here with some scaffolding planks and a few donated lorries of soy, and it's progressed from that to this. So roll on the next 4 years.